This is Valley News Live at 5.
Open the door, please. Sheriff's office. I have the eviction papers, sir.
Two sheriff's deputies provided intense and emotional evidence today in a Grand Forks County courtroom as the murder trial of Solomon Pendleton continued. Pendleton was being served an eviction notice on May 27th of 2020 and is accused of killing Officer Cody Holte and the defendant's mother, Lola Moore. Valley News Team's JC Dodd joins us now with the latest from the courtroom. JC?
Mike, today the three men who exchanged gunfire on May 27th took the witness stand to recount the tragic events of that day. Almost an hour of Sergeant Kelly McLean and Deputy Ron Nord's body camera footage was shown in court. You can see McLean and Nord serving an eviction notice, initial gunfire, then the moment Grand Forks Police Corporal Pat Torek and Officer Cody Holte entered the apartment as backup. Another exchange of gunfire ensues, which results in Officer Holte's death. Then Corporal Torek took the stand. He and Holte responded to the shots fired called together.
There was so much gunfire going on. I don't know where he was. All I know is I saw a muzzle flash in my, that I could see, which indicated to me that he was probably firing in my direction at that time. What was going on the other side of the wall, I do not know. All I know is there was a lot of constant gunfire for 10, 15 seconds maybe.
After the state questioned Corporal Torek, his body cam footage from May 27th was shown to the court. Moments ago, the defense wrapped up their cross-examination of Torek, and the court is in recess to resume tomorrow. Mike?
Thanks so much, JC. If convicted, Pendleton could face life in prison. Fargo police are asking for your help in finding a missing woman. Carrie Doherty was reported missing on July 5th and was last heard from last Thursday. She's 31 years old, stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, and weighs 130 pounds. She has blonde hair, as you can see in this photo, and has blue eyes. Police now say she may be wearing a white shirt, jeans, tan boots, and a dark purple hooded sweater. If you have any information, call police. Tonight on Valley News Live at 6, we'll tell you why they think her disappearance might be suspicious. Certainly cooler today than yesterday. Let's find out what's going on tonight. Hutch is here with details.
Mike, thanks so much. Good evening, everyone. As we have enjoyed, some of us, some beneficial rainfall totaling over a few tenths of an inch for many. Now, Grand Forks not picking up much, but Fargo at the airport, 3/10 of an inch. And elsewhere, we got a good ½ inch in Fergus Falls, 39/100 in Lake Park. Now, around the FM area, we had reports as high as about 7/10 of an inch. So good soaking showers across the valley. Big winters up in the Wahpeton area with nearly an inch of beneficial rain there. And a report in the Pine Point area of 3/4 of an inch or just over. Radar scan estimates most of the rain from Tuesday morning. Showers were here in the valley into Lakes Country, not much north of Highway 200. But when we factor in what happened on Saturday, a few areas have gotten beneficial rain over the past couple of days. Well, with the exception of northwest Minnesota and southeast North Dakota. Right now, we've turned our attention to that sticky, muggy, hazy, smoky air. It's reduced air quality here in the valley, and it still will be around this evening. So if you happen to be susceptible to that kind of thing, maybe spend more time indoors. Cloudy skies continue. The showers are on their way out. Coming up, we'll forecast the smoke for you, let you know when that's clear in the area. We'll talk about our next chance of rain and how long the cool pool stays overhead. Mike?
All right, Hutch. New tonight at 5 o'clock, a truck caught on fire because of fireworks. It happened on Sunday night near the intersection of 47th Avenue South and South Washington Street in Grand Forks. That truck was carrying fireworks when fallout sparks from nearby fireworks ignited the unused ones in the bed of the pickup. No one was hurt. We now know what caused a house fire in Moorhead last week. Investigators say it was caused by the disposal of smoking material. The fire broke out last Thursday in the 400 block of 16th Street North. Investigators say it started on the outside of the garage, then spread to the home. No one was hurt, but one cat died from smoke inhalation. Still no word on a damage estimate. Multiple people have been displaced today after their apartment complex went up in flames. It happened early yesterday morning at an apartment along Highway 81. 5 apartments and the laundry room were severely damaged. People living in the 10 units have been forced to find a new place to stay. The cause is still under investigation. Fargo police are reporting 182 fireworks-related calls since Sunday. And since fireworks are illegal within the city limits, they responded to every single one. However, the number of citations we're told given out stands at 0. A Fargo City Commissioner says fireworks need to be regulated in the city. Tony Gehrig is calling the constant call and response a drain on Fargo responders and taxpayers. The commissioner is proposing to make fireworks legal in Fargo on the 4th of July, offering specific places for residents to shoot them off safely. You can hear more from Tony Gehrig tonight on Valley News Live at 9 and at 10. There's been an arrest made in connection to the vandalism of a Jesus statue in downtown Fargo. That woman, Blair Witten, is charged with criminal mischief for the vandalism back in April. In May, she was charged with reckless endangerment while attending her ex-boyfriend's funeral. Her family members say she tried to run them over with her car. And in June, she was charged with criminal mischief for damaging the entrance to a South Fargo business. A Grand Forks man is facing life in prison for sexually abusing a young child. Joseph Case is charged with 3 counts of gross sexual imposition. The victim's mother told police that Case assaulted her 8-year-old daughter. He later confessed to police. Meanwhile, a Fargo man is also in jail after police say he sexually abused the child of a family friend for years. Police say the 22-year-old assaulted the now 11-year-old girl several times between 2018 and 2020. He faces up to 80 years in prison if convicted. A North Dakota Air Guardsman will spend 5 years in prison for raping a subordinate back in 2019. Eric Clemenson must also spend 10 years of supervised probation. The victim says that she let Clemenson crash at her couch because he was too drunk to drive. She told officers he climbed into her bed and raped her. Clemenson said that he hoped that he and the victim could just move on from the situation. Meanwhile, a Pembina County man is accused of raping a woman. Kelly Jerome was arrested after the victim said she was assaulted in his home. She was left with bruises on her legs. Jerome said that he didn't deny having sex with her, but claims it was consensual. He faces up to 20 years in prison if convicted. We're learning more about a crash near the Cass County Jail last Thursday. Police now say the driver fell asleep at the wheel. Investigators say he plowed through a street light before coming to a stop on the side of the road. Charges of reckless driving and possession of marijuana and paraphernalia are pending. We're getting updates from the president on the fight against COVID-19. They come after missing the goal to be vaccinated 70% of the country by July 4th. The rise of the Delta variant is stoking new concerns and forcing some areas to reconsider a return to mask mandates. Reporter Alice Barr has the very latest from Washington.
Fresh off a busy holiday weekend of record travel and large crowds, President Biden once again pressing the urgent need for Americans to get vaccinated as the highly transmissible Delta variant is driving an increase in COVID cases among the unvaccinated.
If you're vaccinated, you're protected. But if you're unvaccinated, you're not.
The president promising door-to-door outreach, a renewed push to get vaccines to more primary care doctors and to set up more mobile clinics.
We're stepping up our preparations to respond to the outbreaks we're going to see among the unvaccinated.
67% of adults have now had at least one shot, just shy of President Biden's 70% goal by the 4th of July. In 4 states, fewer than 40% have had even one dose. At the same time, hospitalizations are creeping up again in many places. One hospital in Springfield, Missouri, ran out of ventilators over the weekend and had to add a second COVID ICU.
Our vaccination rates being low is obviously creating a lot of hospitalizations for us.
President Biden speaking directly to young people who lag behind in vaccinations.
Please get vaccinated now. It works. It's free.
Some cities like Los Angeles and St. Louis are now urging everyone to wear masks again indoors.
Health officials warn that there could be another surge in cases following the July 4th holiday, though we won't start seeing the effects for at least another week. Meanwhile, new preliminary findings suggest the Pfizer vaccine may be less effective at preventing the spread of the Delta COVID variant than previous strains of the virus. The Israeli Health Ministry says vaccine effectiveness fell to 64% since June 6th. However, the vaccine was still 93% effective in preventing hospitalizations and serious illnesses from COVID-19. Pfizer has not yet commented on this new data, but does say existing studies show its shot works against a number of variants. Essentia Health is relaxing its visitor restrictions and returning to pre-pandemic policies for most patients. COVID-negative patients can have as many visitors as they want. Restrictions remain in place for those who test positive for the COVID-19 or those who are suspected to have the virus. Essentia is continuing to follow CDC guidance on masking in healthcare settings. Visitors will also be screened for COVID-19 symptoms. A couple dozen students will be shifting from the Fargo Public School District to West Fargo next year. We looked into it, and there are currently 29 children from Fargo addresses who have requested open enrollment into West Fargo schools for the 2021-22 school year. Now that's up from last year. Now, on the other hand, there are 23 children from other North Dakota school districts requesting to open enroll in Fargo's district. That's down from last year. The challenges facing searchers in Surfside, Florida, will be getting even more difficult. Later, the details on the path of Tropical Storm Elsa.
And our showers are exiting to the south and east. While we do have a few severe thunderstorms in parts of Wisconsin, Elsa right there off the coast of the Gulf of Florida. We'll have your forecast, which includes this cool pool of air and how long it sticks around, right after this.